Why do we always say that this person is being selfish just because they said no to something? Why do we always say this person is selfish just because they put themselves first? This is self-love. When this person or when you put yourself first, you value yourself, you know that you're worthy, you value your mental wellness, that is not being selfish. That is loving yourself. I used to be that person that always works to please others. I was working 2 jobs, and sometimes 3 actually. I would work 24/7, and what I mean by 24/7, I literally mean I was just working. I was living to work, not working to live. No, I was living to work every single day, no weekends off. And then suddenly I crashed. I couldn't take it anymore. I was hospitalized. I didn't realize how weak my body, just for your reference. My family never asked for this. I did it out of love, out of me loving them. But it got to me. I was just sacrificing my own well-being to please them. They never asked for it. I was doing it out of love. But my family survived without me. They were fine. I got 1 job at the end, a totally different field from what I was doing. And that year, I had to deal with myself. I had to learn about myself. It's like I had to know more about myself. I learned that self-love means that you don't compromise your well-being, your mental health, or your physical health. That's the red line. You can't cross that red line. Self-love means setting boundaries for yourself and for others, not to cross that boundary. Self-love means respecting yourself enough to say no when things feel wrong. And that does not mean that when someone needs you, you just say no, I don't want to help out. It just means that you know your boundaries. You know what you can do and what you can't do. You know what would affect your mental well-being and what would be okay. Help others, be kind with others, but be kinder with yourself. That's the person you're going to live with. You're going to live with yourself at the end. You're not going to live with your family. You're not going to live with your friends. You're not going to live with any of these people. You are going to live with yourself. So be kind to yourself. Be nice to yourself. Love yourself enough to set the boundaries. And if you don't know how to love yourself enough, I made a free webinar just to show you 5 steps on how to start loving yourself. So the next time you say no to something or no to someone, just know that you're not being selfish. You're actually putting yourself on a pedestal, and you know that you love yourself enough to say no. I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you for being you.